Okay, hello everybody. Let me share my screen. I hope you're not too sleepy yet. Okay, so what we're going to talk about here is how we built a fully autonomous personalized email system with Drupal and Mautic for our client InAgro. First, the spoiler, we're drop solid. We created a seamless integration between Drupal and Mautic and allowed the customer for 100% full automatic personalized email. And this is how we built it. So Drupal, we are a company that's quite young, 8 years of non-stop growth. We're based in Europe, in Belgium, and we have partners on multiple continents. Um, our thing is a digital experience management, and we're doing it for the bigger SMEs, so big companies in our country and abroad. We realized this digital experience platform by building on. We started out as a Drupal company with content management. Then we expanded into marketing automation, where we use now Mautic most of the time, and we also integrated very nice with it. And we also built a lot of tooling around customer data platform and personalization and the integration between those. So we have a very nice integration with our personalization, with marketing automation, and our content management, which allows us for example, seamless anonymous personalization in Drupal or personalized email systems, which we are going to demonstrate today. It's called our Absolute Digital Experience Platform. We also do other things, consultancy, everything Drupal, Mautic related, integration, strategy, design. Our customer InAgro is agricultural. So it's a company that does research and development for farmers and companies in agriculture. They're mainly focusing on uh, uh, agriculture and horticulture. Um, in Belgium, agriculture and horticulture is a big thing. There's 70 billion turnover, 80,000 jobs, and this is only in West Flanders, so it's a big thing. And InAgro tries to help farmers and companies in this sector by doing research and development around farming, about mushrooms, about greenhouses, about organic production, about aquaculture, about insect farming, about dairy farming, about all these subjects. Um, they have an informational mission with 4 pillars. They have articles and publications, like paper publications. They have workshops and lectures for the farmers, demonstrations and trial field visits. And they have a personalized newsletter with around 400 articles per year and 7,600 subscribers. And this is where DropSolid and InAgro have partnered up, where we help them to do a personalized newsletter. But why are we doing this? In the past, they had one big thing that was tailor-made, but they're moving more to a composable architecture, where in the past it was this one big .NET blob code thing that used to do everything, and now there's more and more components that need to be working together, and it became very hard for them to to keep integrating these new components. So in this new system, it looks like this. They have a member platform, back office systems, a CRM, a single sign-on, a marketing automation tool, a web platform, login and registration, and DropSolid got to focus on the web platform and the marketing automation and the integrations between them, and of course, everything around it. About marketing automation, I know Drupalists are not very, some Drupalists are not very savvy on marketing automation, so that's why Toon de Geest is also in here. He's our expert on Mautic, and I'm going to let him explain some of the basic concepts in Mautic. Toon, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Fredrik. Yes, we'll quickly explain some of the basics that you need to know in marketing automation and Mautic. First of all, we always have our contacts, because marketing automation is, the big part of it is using email marketing. So we need to know who our client is, how they interact with it. With our website, for example, or in this case, the website of InAgro. So knowing an email address, and for example, the first name is the first step in this. Next to that, we also need to make different campaigns within Mautic. Later in this presentation, we'll do a demo of how a campaign builder within a marketing automation tool like Mautic works. Mautic also exists out of an email builder where clients can create dynamic or static emails using a drag and drop components, for example, a text component or an image component. And lastly, we have different segments within Mautic. You can see segments as like a big filtering of a group. For example, a segment can be everyone who works at Dropsolid who has read a certain email on a certain date, and using those filters that you create within Mautic, you can create a very specific group of users that you can target afterwards. For example, in the InAgro case, different segments were, for example, the farmers that were interested in strawberries or the farmers that were interested in cows. Hope that makes things a little bit clear for you guys. You're still on mute, Friedrich.
Interesting. And in Drupal, of course, because we're talking Drupal, we also contributed. You see Nick's Venovs here. He's our CTO, and he's also working on the integration there. We created a tight integration between Mautic and Drupal, and the Mautic paragraph is one of the things there. The Mautic paragraph is actually, the name is quite misleading because it's not only providing the possibility to have a paragraph with Mautic forms, it also has the API connector built in. So with the Mautic paragraph module, you actually have the API module to start connecting to everything Mautic through the API. And so there's also REST documentation on the Mautic developer pages. All of these assets, companies, contacts, API calls can be used through the Mautic paragraphs module. And to go back to our case, to our customer case at InAgro, they wanted full automatic emails, and that's not easy with Mautic because it's not like this out of the box. To realize that, we had to do some things in Drupal. For starters, we needed to synchronize the user profiles because the users, we knew they were in Drupal, but they were not yet in Mautic. And so we needed to create the accounts from Drupal to Mautic. So therefore, we want to see them available here. This is in Drupal where you see, okay, when I'm selecting my preferences, this is a taxonomy term relation. And with this taxonomy term relation, we then synchronize to the segments in Mautic. So when I'm interested in aquaculture, for example, it's just the link to a taxonomy term, and the taxonomy term is also synchronized to Mautic. And also, if I'm interested in the segment that I'm in, also synchronizes. So this looks like this, the code. This is to instantiate the Mautic API, and this is the code to create a contact. So when a user is created, we just do this. We push the user creation data to Mautic, and the user will be added to the segment here. You can see, okay, this takes a segment and the contact, and we add a contact to the segment. It's actually quite straightforward. This way, the contacts are synced, but then we don't have the automatic campaigns yet. And how do we realize automatic campaigns in Drupal and Mautic? Well, you could create a plugin in Mautic, but we want to control in Drupal. Right? So the editors and everybody's working in the Drupal, and we want the Mautic to be as automatic as possible. So therefore, we create campaigns in Drupal, and they will automatically create them in Mautic. I'm going to first show this tone, and then you can do your demo.
Okay.
So first, we have a field that this is like a simple newsletter campaign. It has a start date and an end date and a campaign ID and a newsletter campaign, a title, and they are generated and they're shown in the list. So we can just it automatically on cron generates campaigns, and it will start from a template. So if you change the template, all the future campaigns will be updated. And then a marketeer that's using Mautic can then also do emails with the same template or could alter a certain campaign that's created automatically if they should want to intervene, which shouldn't happen too much. Just going to show the code here. So this is to create a campaign, get some settings, take the template campaign, clone it, and create it. And then you have a working campaign of which Ton now is going to show how it looks in Mautic, how a marketeer can edit the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay. You guys can see my screen, I guess. Okay. So right now we're in Mautic and we're at the campaign part within Mautic. And as Fredrik told you, campaigns are automatically generated within Drupal, and the same campaigns are generated in Mautic. For example, you can see campaigns being generated here when we did some testing, and they're always between a certain period of time. These campaigns get generated from one template campaign that's active within Mautic. How does this work? Let me show you in the campaign builder. It's quite a basic campaign, so it start out of the different segments. In this case, for example, strawberries, aquaculture. So everything surrounding farming and the interests of the farmers. And there's an action coupled with that sends a dynamic email to the farmer. And this campaign also, it shuts down every week, so it won't be repeated. And this really makes it automatic. So the client in this case doesn't have to do anything to create this. It all happens automatically. Maybe Felix, I'll also show the email builder, or is that for later?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So secondly, we have the email builder. So at our channel's emails, it's this one, I guess. And this is the email that also gets copied every week. So the client doesn't have to interfere with this. Um, it looks quite simple, but the content is generated in Drupal, as Felix said, and it will be put in as different tokens, as you can see here. We have some different subjects for the clients, for example, personal news, general news, and personal events. So Drupal will fetch all the contact within a certain period, for example, from this week, put it in place here, and it will be generated. We'll look at the different segments that a person is in, and every content concerning a different segment will be generated here. When the client, for example, wants to put the personal news first, they can just copy and paste this here. So in that way, they can adapt the order of the newsletter. This is an example of the dynamic newsletter. How will it look when it's finished? Let me show you. Just open another email. Voila. As you can see, we have a dynamic template created for the client, which uses the tokens, but there is also a static email, which will give you a better image of how it will look in the end. So once the content is important within Mautic, everything will be filled in. For example, the things that are on the agenda for the clients and the news that's important for them. And yeah, in that way, everything happens automatically. If you want to add something manually, it's also possible. There are a lot of different slots here that you can use to create different content, or you can copy content. It's really easy and very user friendly. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
Voila.
So therefore, we also need to sync the segments. In segment, we added a field Mautic key, and we actually just create a segment if it's not existing yet. This way, they're immediately available in Mautic, all of the segments that we have, and also the users can be linked to it right away. But as Stone actually gave it away, how do we get the content to be personalized for every user? That's by having the emails in Mautic, and there's a token in it, and the token will fetch filtered content from our Drupal. So here you see the newsletter that Tony showed with the tokens that we inserted, and we created a very, very simple plugin. It's called in Mautic. It's like a module in Drupal that allows these tokens to be replaced on preview and on render time by the user's personalized things. What it actually does is it's going to fetch news or events with the user's segments as parameters in the URI. And this way Drupal knows, okay, for this and this and this segment, I have to return this and this and this news item. And this way it will return personalized content. And it looks like Ton showed this email builder. We did that. This allows, why would you do that? Because you could also do this with full Drupal, but then the problem is it's very hard to give a marketeer the possibility to lay out emails and to do campaigns, to have access to all the users with an export and an import. And Mautic is created for this. And by linking Drupal and Mautic together like this, you allow the marketeer to use the marketing automation tool with all the possibilities and follow up via email, but also to have the content specialist integrating, only putting in content, and it will automatically be distributed. So this allows the people to be really focused on their task by doing this close integration. More in detail, this is how we get the newsletters. This is how the personalization works. So we get campaigns, campaign ID, and with the segments as a parameter. And then you see different segments gives us different contexts. Then maybe Ton, you can show also how we could do also personalization in the email builder in the Mautic way without doing the plugin.
Yes. So yeah, Mautic has different ways of how you can personalize your content. The way that we've shown right now isn't how do I say it, standard within Mautic. You could also create dynamic content within Mautic itself. For example, here you can create the dynamic content, and what this does is it creates different variants of, for example, an article and a newsletter. So using this, you can send an email. For example, if you know, also with the same example as the strawberries or the cows, you can you create one version for people who like strawberries and one version for people who like cows. For example, you can give this an internal name and give this a category. Once you are creating your email, you can select it here, and yeah, it's also a way to personalize your content.
Okay, so that's what we created for InAgro, and for now they're quite happy with this. But then we have to look at the future. Let me share my screen again. And with the tools in place, we have Drupal and we have marketing automation. We can do these kinds of personalization. But if we add Apache to the equation, then we could go even farther and also do anonymous personalization because we can do then anonymous segmentation. So people that go to the website and surf and that are interested in things related to aquaculture, we can then also show them more content related to aquaculture because we have the possibility to segment them with Apache in our stack. This allows us for better call to action, so more conversions, and in the end, a more happy client. So the sum of the parts, the whole is bigger than the sum of its parts. If there are any questions, I see that Lise already put the question in the Q&A section. I think we can start answering those now. Thanks for being present here and showing interest in our Drupal and marketing automation talk. If you're interested, we can do many more and more detailed demos. If you're interested, just contact us. Don't hesitate. We won't bite. Thanks for watching. Okay, to the Q&A.
Thank you, guys.
I see Lise asking, this requires every mailing recipient to be created as a Drupal user. In our case, it was required because the user needs to be created in the web platform. It also gives you the possibility to show them personalized content on the platform. But of course, you could equally well create a system where Drupal doesn't have the key user and maybe another system, and push the user from there to Mautic, and this way allow the personalized email from there. And so it doesn't have to be a Drupal user. Only in our case, that was a requirement. I hope that answers your question. Then Wim also asked, has the plugin to import Drupal content into tokens inside Mautic been contributed? If so, where we can find it? I love this question. Yes, I think, well, we didn't contribute it yet. The Mautic plugin, I suppose you mean. So the Mautic plugin, we're also presenting this on Mauticon, where I will show the Mautic code. So here is only the Drupal side of it, and I will also share the Mautic side of the code. So this plugin is going to be a session, something like my first Mautic plugin or something. So Wim, if you contact me, I'll reply to you with my email address. I'll share you the code, or at least the important part of it, because that might be some extra, but the essence of it, I'll be happy to share it with you, and later on contribute it if it's more mature. Okay, then, which is the module used to have the campaign manager inside Drupal? I think there is just a content type with the very simple integration that when campaigns are created, it's triggering the API to create them in Mautic. So there's no module that we use. It's just a very simple content type with a ad hoc integration. Okay, that was that for the questions and the answers. I hope you enjoy your DrupalCon and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.